All right, what's going on, y'all? It's Wesley from A Few Dudes. I just want to tune in real quick, let y'all know that this week during the episode, my phone stopped recording. So towards the end of the video, about the halfway mark or so, there's not going to be any video. It's just you're going to have to live without seeing our beautiful faces. However, make sure to stay tuned. Lots of good stuff towards the end there. Just plug in your earbuds and just like listen or whatever. You don't really have to watch. With that being said, I'll let you guys enjoy the video. We talk about lots of good stuff. We have Carlos's girlfriend on. We talk about parenting, dating, how they got together, all that sort of stuff. So if you're interested in that, I think you'll like this week's episode. Next week, we got Carlos's buddy Alex coming on. He's like a producer. That's what he does. He's signed with like a record and everything too. So we're going to talk to him about that. He's also working on making a beat for an intro that we're working on. So lots of fun stuff coming. That'll be next week. This week, you're seeing Crystal. With that being said, hope you guys enjoy, and we'll catch you on the flip.
Okay. They're just like, what the fuck's going on?
Here we go. Week number 4. We're back.
Is it?
Yes.
It is 4, yeah.
I think
thought it was 5 for a second.
Episode 4.
Yeah. Gotcha.
All right. We're welcoming Crystal, Carlos's girlfriend, on.
Hello. My name is
Exciting.
Crystal.
Yeah.
In case.
Your boy's back.
Yes, as
Yes,
always.
sir. We got our first woman guest. Crazy.
Right. She said that we weren't allowed to let any other girls on before her.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
She said,
No, I'm kind of racist. So.
Racist?
Oh,
Yeah.
Wait.
Hold on.
'cause I was about to say, I don't think it works like that. No. Okay.
Already
Scratch
starting
that.
off with a bang. Let's go. That's like a good clickbait thing, like Crystal race, like interviewing a racist.
No,
sort of-
interviewing
Interviewing a
sexist.
racist?
No.
Ever met a Mexican
Oh, man.
racist? It's
Oh, fuck.
But how's your week been? Haven't seen you in a week.
It's been good. I've been working. I fucking have been getting shit done for once in my life. Like, actually just, like, focusing on doing things I should be doing all the time. That's about it. I pretty much sat around other than that. I worked, made lots of money.
In the bag, you already
That's
know.
good.
Yeah.
Gonna
What
chase it.
like tips do you average?
So it depends on the night, but usually it's anywhere from, like, 50 to, like, $70 a night.
That's pretty solid. That's
that's
not
good.
bad.
As a busser, because
Yeah.
I'm not even serving. The servers make so much money.
I'd
there, bro.
imagine. Yeah. And
Like,
you
a
walk
lot of
away
money.
with like that every night in like hand, right? Like cash in hand.
Yep.
Ah, sweet.
That-
And then do you guys split like the card tips?
So the way it works is that the servers split the tips, and I get tipped based off of sales for the night.
Gotcha,
So I get a
gotcha.
percentage of sales, and so I get like pretty consistent money, whereas their money is kind of like fluctuating.
Depends on
But
who
they get,
tips
like-
them in. But they'll get a lot. Yeah.
They get so much money.
Yeah.
bro.
Like people normally tip nowadays like $5 per like. I'd say the average is like $5 a tip. Maybe I don't know.
Well,
I'm
it just depends
just
on
shooting.
the bill and how much the bill was. Like
Yeah.
today, I took my mom out to dinner for her birthday, and the bill was $130.
fucking hell.
And
We
so
should
it
go eat.
said
Yeah.
we went and got Thai food. It was called Sawadi Thai, and it was really good.
Like fancy. It sounds fancy.
Yeah,
For
it does
130,
sound
that's
fancy,
up there.
yeah.
That's up there.
Well, it's Thai food. Thai food's almost always expensive,
Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
but it was really good. 130, and the tip, like the suggested tip, I think for 15% was like 120 or not 120.
I was like,
it was
that's more than
24. I want to say
50.
Damn.
$24 was the
Yeah.
15%, which is like a good tip.
Yeah, that's
And
solid.
then
yeah.
10% was like around like $20, I think. And I don't remember exactly how much I
But
left.
bro, like $20, that's still like
I think I left like 150.
damn
Yeah.
big baller right here.
Jeez.
Right?
Yeah, a lot. No.
That's my tips, bro. I literally just
Yeah.
have that much money in my wallet, and it like gets to the point where it's like, I can either go deposit it or I can just like get
Share the
it
wealth.
out
yeah.
of my.
We got a
Yeah,
commie.
basically.
Wesley
you
is a
go.
commie confirmed. He shares the wealth. I'm kidding.
Oh.
Come on, where's my portion?
Communism has some good ideas, but I don't know about that.
That's funny. No, a lot of people like working as a server. I worked at a winery as a server, and a lot of comments that people would make are like, you're not getting taxed on your tips anymore, or you are getting taxed on your tips. So a lot of people like to leave cash tips so that you don't
Yeah.
get taxed on them.
Smart.
Yep, that's true. You got to report the ones that come on like, you know, like you
Cards,
get that
whatever.
little slip where you write the tip on it. You got to report that, but cash tips you don't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all that
So-
goes straight to you.
That's crazy. You'd think that they. I mean, I guess that makes sense, but that's kind of stupid.
Well, as a
Like-
server, you automatically get a little bit of money added onto your taxes because they know you're gonna do that, which is
Oh,
why
I
you
guess-
can do it.
It's like a savings account you didn't ask for.
Kinda.
Yeah, that's
It
that's
depends.
interesting.
Yeah. Like if you're getting paid minimum wage or less than minimum wage, then that you are benefiting from that. But if you're getting paid more than minimum wage, I heard that you don't even have to have your tips. Like they legally don't have to give you your tips. I don't know if that's right. That's what one of my bosses
Makes sense.
told me.
I think
Yeah.
I might be in
That-
that boat.
Yeah,
honestly.
there's a lot of places like I've seen like so I know yours you had to share your tips,
Mm-hmm.
but like when I worked at Sizzler, everybody had a section, right? And whatever tips you get in
Yeah.
your section, that's yours. You're not to
Oh,
share that shit
really?
with
That's
anybody.
sick.
But then at the end of the day, I think they tally up all the number of tips that everybody got from all their sections, and then they do like 10% of that. Like I know they take out like 10% of everybody's tips, and then they give them to like the
To the
busters or
busters.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I might be
that makes
I might be
sense.
wrong with the percentage, like the 10, but I know that whatever you did, that is your money for
That's
tips.
how it worked
Yeah.
at Texas Roadhouse too. When I worked there as a
Yeah.
busser, it was like a tip pool, I think is what they called it. But
Deadpool.
we also made like no money. We got paid like $3.25 an hour
Yeah,
Really?
see, but
plus
then
tips,
those
which was supposed
rely-
to
yeah.
average to
Like
$7.25
minimum
minimum
at
wage.
least.
What minimum wage was at the time?
yeah, that's how
Still
Sizzler
is.
was too, though. Yeah,
It
you
still
get
is that?
Minimum is still
725. Yeah,
So
so
Idaho is
yeah.
like
Dude,
one
you
of the
cannot
top.
survive here, especially you
No.
cannot survive on $7.25.
Nah, dude,
bro.
high schoolers right now would be if they're working at McDonald's, bro, they're making $15 an hour.
Yeah.
That's insane,
And when
bro.
I worked at Sizzler in high school, I started at 8 and I made my way up to 10.50. But even then, like, dude, now people would look down on that and they're like, what? And that's what I worked there for 2 years. So like, people are now starting out like
Higher.
higher, like not even like too much less than what I'm making right now. Like that's
No,
crazy.
it was crazy.
crazy.
When we were in California, we drove by a Panda Express and they were hiring, and on a big sign it says, if you're in the front, you get $7.50 or
17.50.
$17.50
Oh,
starting, and then if you're a kitchen, you get 18.
Yeah,
And I was like, that's
I think it was
crazy.
19. I thought it was 19.
no, it was 7.50 and then 18, and then
Oh,
it was
yeah.
like
at
something
Panda,
about
that's
like
pretty dank.
Yeah.
getting a raise in like
I've heard it sucks ass to
couple.
work at Panda.
Yeah,
but
I heard
I've
it's
known
hard
a
as
few people who
fuck.
work
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Really?
Shout out Angel. Angel's
Angel,
my
yeah,
man.
a couple other
Yeah.
homies I
Yeah.
have too.
But yeah, female guest,
hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
my baby girl. We
Hello.
have her on as the first female
Aw,
guest.
that's so sweet. You hear that, Wesley? I didn't know he had nicknames for you.
Nice,
Thanks.
nice.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, tell everybody a little bit about yourself, what you're up to, what you're about. You know. people know.
All right. My name is Crystal Medina. I'm Irish Mexican. I love people telling that. Everyone's like, you're such a weird mix.
I didn't know that. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, and I'm always like, yeah, we're raised
So,
to be an alcoholic.
Your dad's Mexican?
My dad's Mexican. He was born in Tijuana, so I'm first generation here. And then on my mom's side, I'm 6th or 7th generation.
Irish.
Yeah. I'm into photography. I have my own business.
Yo,
Man.
plug.
Yes,
Yes,
man.
You have an
yes.
Instagram, don't you?
Yeah, what's
I
your
do.
Instagram? Yeah, let 'em know.
Icarus, ICARUS, period, photos, FOTOS. No, that's been actually really good. I actually just did a session in Laguna Beach. It was so beautiful.
Whoa,
Oh yeah,
They
when you
came
were-
out
yeah,
so
yeah.
nice. Yeah.
that's dope.
I'm a manager at a boba shop. I'm living my
Yeah.
dream.
Yeah, if y'all want to meet this beautiful lady in person, yeah, pull up to Boise Bobo.
Boise Boba,
Yeah.
downtown location. I work every morning.
Yeah, show her some love.
Let's go.
Not too much because hey,
Carlos might have to pull up.
hey, I might have to
Nah.
pull up as well.
I'm good.
But yeah, I wanted to ask a little bit about like your photography type deal. So like,
How'd you get into it?
yeah, like how and like what? Yeah, we'll start with that. Yeah.
Okay, so, like 5 years ago, 6, 10 almost, I had met my great grandpa, and he is like a war hero, apparently. He was in a secret, what do you call it? Like, not missions, but like,
Oh, like a
Special ops?
special op?
kind of. He helped build one of the first spy planes, Blackbirds.
Oh, he was like a
Some
he was,
Black
like,
Ops
deep,
type?
deep, yeah,
Yeah.
deep, yeah.
So
The
he
numbers
lived in New
Mason.
York. Yeah, no, it was freaking crazy. He was telling me, he's like, yeah, we lived in New York, And then I got selected to be a part of like this program to help build like some of the first few spy planes. So he moved to Sacramento.
The 3-kill
Three-
streak.
yeah, I was just about to say that.
We both looked at each other. We were like, no, we can't say it.
Oh, that was great. That was great.
Damn.
No, but yeah, and he couldn't tell his family like why he was moving. He just say like,
Oh, it was all top secret.
yeah,
type.
it was top
Yeah.
secret. If he told them, he would have gotten like killed almost.
Jesus.
Is what he like pretty much explained it.
It was during like the Cold War.
I have
type
no
movie, like, the
idea.
Russians?
He's like 80, 90.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So-
Yeah, it was probably somewhere like Vietnam or
Yeah, like
or
post.
Cold War.
Yeah,
one
yeah,
of those.
yeah. That
Throwback
makes
to
sense.
Nam.
Korean maybe.
Yeah, watch. There's gonna be some guy in like the comments. He's like, actually, the first spy plane was
Yeah, so
created
if
in
you know in the
1905."
comments,
Yeah.
don't be that
let
guy,
me
but
know.
like let us know.
Yeah,
you
it'd
know?
be
Let me know.
interesting. But that is cool though.
Yeah, it was one of those like big bird planes. Anyway, so during that, he did a lot of traveling and he loved film. Like that was his big thing. Everywhere he would go, he'd have a film camera on him, and he had like thick, I mean huge thick, like half of this board of albums.
Damn.
Like each album was half of this board. And
Gotcha.
and they were like those old ones. Like you know when you open an old photo
Oh, it's like
album and you hear
Yeah,
like
It's all
Yeah.
fucking
all of
dusty.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to, like,
No, seriously, it was like that, and I'm just like seeing all these people, and he's like, "Yeah, that's like a past relative," and I'm like, "Dude, that's
Damn.
crazy!" Like,
That's cool.
I'm
That's a
literally
trip.
seeing history from my family. Like, I mean, my family history is already crazy, but like, I don't know. I loved it. Like, I loved that he captured like all these moments. I mean, all the cars that he saw in there, and he went to Ireland, Japan, and he had them all
Jeez.
labeled on the side, like super pretty. And he
Yeah.
like traveled most of Europe because of it, and it was crazy.
And so he inspired you to start taking pictures?
Yeah, after that, like that following Christmas, I was like, I want a camera, and I have like I still have the album that I first like had of my photos, and that just kind of it inspired me to start doing my
Yeah.
photography.
Nice.
So like when I asked her to go on like our first date, like
when I asked him to go on a first
No,
date.
I asked
Oh,
you. I
exposed.
definitely asked you. But anyways, just put that out there. I wanted to bring my camera because I shoot around here a little bit with film as well. But then I was like, that's too nerdy though. I was like, I don't know if I want to let her know that yet. You know, like maybe it'll be like a turn off somehow.
Dumbass.
So yeah.
Yeah,
So I pulled up without my camera, and then she's like, "Oh, I have my cameras. Like, do you take pictures?" I was like, "No way." And then she pulled out a film camera and digital. I was like, "Damn!" But then I found out like that she'd been doing it for like ever, and yeah, now she just. What are you doing now, with photos? Like,
just going around taking like senior pictures, family, wedding. I want to get into landscape, but I don't know if I have like the proper equipment for that. I mean, I have a few lenses, but I really want a drone. I think that would
That
like
would be tight.
excel
Yeah.
everything. But yeah, that's what I'm doing now with that. That's great.
Entrepreneur on her hands, dude.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
that's
It's pretty
sick.
It's pretty
I
dope.
always love to see somebody trying to do something creative.
Yeah.
I feel like the world needs more of that.
And like especially because I have to give you like a lot of props because like you're so young and like starting off that kind of like venture like that's like that's like very time consuming. So like and when you're young you want to like use your time as wisely as you can. You know, you want to be out doing whatever, hang out with your friends. But like instead of that, you're like working on like your future and shit. Like that's dope.
That is actually using your time wisely.
Yeah, like you're literally making your own business. And like just today you had 3 scheduled, but we did one of them like dropped out or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was a little late, but you did 2 shoots today, like in total.
Well,
and-
technically 3,
yeah, because
4.
yeah.
There's 2 different ones in the
yeah,
beginning.
because you had the 2
2 at the
guys
night.
and then their family and like
Yeah.
and then your sister and your sister's friend. Yeah,
Mhm.
like and that's all within one day. We were pretty much in Boise like all day, and she was
Yeah,
just
we were.
going ham
Nice.
with like the camera and just going crazy with it. But yeah, no,
No.
I do have to give you props for that because that is inspiring. Like actually,
Yeah, honestly, like I'm so excited because like no matter where I go, that job will be there for me.
yeah.
Dude,
like-
and that's the thing is that if you start young and you keep on doing it,
Mhm.
it's gonna work out for you.
Just gonna
like,
get like
it's literally a matter
Yeah,
of time.
yeah.
That's basically
it's-
how
I'm
everything
like-
like that is.
I was gassing her up, but it's just factual. Like it's not even like I'm just trying to like like bring her like self-esteem or anything like that. Like genuinely like from when like you can go to her Instagram Icarus.photos and you go to her Instagram and then you see like the straight like just crazy like amount of like progress she's made like from lighting to like editing and then now she has like better equipment, so it's just like
Mhm.
it's just going, like she's
Yeah.
just climbing, like it's crazy. Like what she did today is, I can't wait to see her like edit it because it's gonna be
No, I'm excited.
yeah. it's
Yeah,
gonna be dope.
like I want to travel. So like if I travel, I'm
you can
like
go anywhere and just
yeah,
book,
like
book shit,
everyone's
yeah.
gonna want family pictures, weddings, birthdays. Someone's gonna be graduating. Like
car photos, solos.
any occasion,
yeah.
like anything can be possible
Yeah.
with that. So it's super nice, and I don't have anybody telling me like, oh, you got to come in at this time. You know, like
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
You need to be your own boss. That's huge.
exactly.
Brings it back to like the whole nobody wants to work a 9 to 5 anymore type beat.
yeah.
It's facts.
Yeah.
And
Y'all
I'm-
got to find your way out of this rat race.
Yeah, seriously.
We're working
Yes.
on it.
Set your own worth,
Yeah.
or know your own worth.
Yeah.
Set your
Both.
goals.
both,
yeah,
actually.
both. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely blessed.
Yeah,
Definitely blessed.
that's sick.
So if any of you guys want some photos, hit her up. She's got you guys.
It's true.
Got you guys.
Also, take notes. If you got something that you want to
Yeah.
do, you
Just-
just got to start
Yeah,
doing
you just
it.
gotta take that dive and just go with it. Like, yeah, whether it's
And who gives a fuck what anybody thinks?
Yeah.
Just do it.
like photography, a podcast, YouTube, shoes,
Shoes,
vintage stores,
art.
yeah, literally
No, it's
anything
crazy.
and everything. Like people are literally making like these like crazy ass like necklaces and shit just out of like normal like everyday.
Dude,
like,
yeah,
I've been
those
seeing
are
this pop up a
sick.
lot, but they're selling, and like I see everybody wearing them, like these crazy like paperclip ones, but that have like little rhinestones and shit. I'm like, bro, that's actually like so dope.
Yeah.
And like that's just have it up here. You just got to put it down and then just go with it. Just run with it.
That's
Yeah,
facts.
I think this generation, there are a lot of people that are like, I don't want to work that. Like how you were
Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
like
We're
that
definitely
9 to
waking
5.
up to that as a
Yeah.
generation.
Yeah, and a lot of people are wanting to pursue like their own things. Like I meet people all the time, and they're like, "Yeah, I do this and this," and there's just so many ways you can network, like your own business. I'm always
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"You have a clothing store? Let me take some photos for you." Like,
Dude,
True.
Dude, I see
Let
her
me
doing this
help you.
every single day. I swear.
Every
She'll find a
time.
way to like do this, but it's like, what the fuck? How does she do it? But she just does it, man. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
like I met this girl. She does hair and braids and stuff. And I was like, "That's so cool. Like, if you ever want work done, let me know." Cause she's showing her work,
Yeah.
like in an artistic way, and then I also get to show like this is my work. And I also got in contact with a tattoo artist. So
Ooh.
he wants me to take pictures for him, and he's like, we can switch. What's it called?
services.
Services.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So
Get some
like
free
get a
tattoos
tattoo,
or
shoot
discounted.
some
Shoot for tat,
photos. Yeah, shoot for tat.
Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah.
Photo
that's-
shoot for a tat.
That's
yeah.
dope.
No, I meant like that phrase kind of sounded cool, like shoot for a tat.
It does
Ah,
sound cool.
You know,
Yeah.
like
You know how we do. You know, it's
No, it's-
casual light work out here.
sees it in my captions when I post them. Shoot for tat.
Shoot for tat. You're kind of fire.
For real.
That is cool. That's funny. Yeah. Speaking of tattoos, do you guys have any tattoos?
Nope.
I
None.
got one on my chest for my grandma, for my late grandma. Love you. She's not here, but she's here. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably get one eventually, but I don't really have anything that I like really want, and like
Fair
I'm
enough.
not gonna get it if I don't really want it.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you'll have people that are like, oh, it has to mean something. But you have people that are like, fuck it. You have people that are just like, fuck it, I'll get this.
It
Like,
doesn't even have to mean
Yeah,
something
yeah.
necessarily
Yeah.
for me,
That's-
but
that's
it
what I think
has
is
to be
cool.
something that I'm like proud of.
yeah, like
Yeah.
that. Like when you're older, you're not gonna be like, oh fuck.
Like,
Yeah,
why did I
exactly.
do
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
I love tattoos. I have 6
Yeah,
tattoos.
my girl's
All of
tatted
them,
up.
like, they all have like a different meaning and stuff. But I admire people who are like, I'm just gonna grab like some random, like, I've seen people have like those fake vampire teeth. Have you seen those where you put them all in your mouth
Oh yeah.
and it's like, I don't,
Mhm.
yeah, you just used to get them in like candies or something.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like
Wax lips
just
with
those.
fangs.
Yes, yeah. And or I see like people just like doing like stick and poke on their own all over their legs.
I mean, hey, you know, your body's a canvas when you think about it. Like, it's,
No, it's
an
certainly
empty
can be.
canvas, yeah. And like when you die, I mean, you're dead. So like, it ain't gonna matter. I mean, now even then, like, man, I keep on talking about jobs and stuff, but like, I think like back then, people were like, oh, you can't get tattoos in your arms, or like, oh, like no, they won't let
It's
you.
not
But-
really the case
but
anymore.
Anymore, like nobody
Yeah.
gives a shit anymore. Yeah, I mean, face tats are still kind of with a lot of employers, but when it comes to like body tats and stuff, I mean, you could be a cop and be fully tatted out, and they won't get it. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
like
I
anything.
think you have to
from-
cover them as a cop, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, with certain ones, it depends on what you have in your arms.
Makes sense.
But yeah, some of them you'll find them wearing like long sleeves always, and that's when you know they're tatted up because they can't have those kind of tattoos. On them.
Yeah, nurses
Depends.
are the same way.
Yeah,
they
see,
gotta
yeah,
keep them
yeah.
tatted or
A lot of food
covered
service
up.
workers have the same deal.
Mhm, yeah. It is
Yeah.
interesting how it works, but yeah.
yeah. Every time I hire, like I'm hiring somebody or doing an interview, always we allowed to have tattoos? I'm like I get the question, but for me, I'm like, that shouldn't be an important thing. Like,
Yeah.
you having tattoos or dyed hair.
It's probably because they've been told no at other places and
Yeah.
not been able to work.
For
I'm
sure.
like, if you want to get a tattoo, like, express yourself. Obviously, if it's like
A swastika or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be like, oh, maybe like let's not have it out there. But I mean, if you have your like grandma's, you know, name on your arm or like freaking your Libra, Leo,
It's on my chest,
whatever,
but yeah.
like yeah, your astrological. Sorry. Well, I was referencing your
I know. I
grandma's
guess. Yeah.
tattoo. I'm like, yeah, go for it. You have piercings. I love it. Let's do it. Like, I don't know. I'm glad I get to set
Yeah.
up the environment that kids can feel themselves in.
That's sick. Yeah. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah, I think we're definitely heading in a direction to where like we'll be chilling. Like once, I mean, shit, she's already a manager, but like once we get to like that level to where we're like the CEOs or whatever, like our generation's that, I think that stuff won't matter anymore. Like, I mean, I had my hair like really short a year ago, and like I
pink.
went a little COVID crazy, so I dyed my hair pink as well. And I almost didn't get a job at Maverick of all places because my hair was pink. And
No way.
Yeah, yeah.
Really?
They were like, you know, normally we wouldn't allow, like that kind of hair, because it's not professional.
At
or some-
Maverick, I feel like you see the goofiest people.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what? But the manager was pretty cool. Shout out Nick. I don't think he's listening to this, but I mean he's a homie though. But yeah, he was like, you know, normally we wouldn't allow that kind of stuff, but we need people. And he was like, and Quentin said you're pretty eye, so yeah, we'll hire you.
funny.
And then I was like, yeah, can I just wear like a hat or something? He's like, yeah, that's fine. I ended up cutting off anyways because it looked dog shit, but yeah.
Right,
Dude.
because it had grown out.
Yeah, it started kind of growing out, and it looked like a little chia pet, you know, like
Oh
the
my
ones, like,
God.
you know, like the little like Shrek
Oh,
one
yeah,
that you
yeah,
always
yeah,
see
yeah.
at like Walgreens or something. Yeah,
You end up getting like the
dude.
cheetah print. Like
I
imprinted on your
almost
hair.
got like some, what's his name? Dennis Rodman. He had like the craziest hairstyles. He played for the Bulls, with like Scottie Pippen and Jordan. But he always had the craziest hairstyles. He had like the cheetah. He had like the rainbow going. He had like all yellow with like a smiley face, like the Walmart stickers, you know. He had like the craziest hairstyles. But at the time, I was like, bro, that shit's sick.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, Maverick and Walmart are the places I always see like thongs, asses hanging out of dresses, shirts that just don't
Oh
fit.
wait, I thought.
No, wait.
I'm
Like,
confused.
No, like people like
Like people who work there?
no,
No,
like just
people in
customers
general.
that go. Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, what?
This is not
I was like,
adding
bro,
up.
what
You're
kind
like,
of
what a
Mavericks are you
corporate is
going
this?
to? Yeah.
Oh,
It's
damn.
funny.
That's just because it's in the ghetto. That's the only reason that happens. But
Yeah, no.
Wait, you're out in Caldwell?
I
or
meant-
no?
No, I just meant like sorry, I didn't mean the employees. I meant like the customers, like because if they were gonna say no
Yeah.
to your pink hair, like I saw this girl and she had like cheetah print kind of leggings on, and I saw her purple thong just go
Ew.
straight up her
Butthole.
behind. Yeah,
For ass.
and she just kept
We can
bending
swear on
over.
Yeah, we could swear. It's
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
Her arse.
She my arse,
arse.
her arse,
Arse.
You arse.
Fucking
her
arse.
platoon, if you know what I mean. Yeah, and every time she bent over, and
How long
just
were you
the-
behind this chick to see her bend over? And
She
Yeah,
was
you're like,
looking
you're like,
for
you're
the magnifying
candy.
glass.
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah.
Wait, what color?
She was looking for candy, and then there was like this creepy old dude like just
He's
behind
all-
me,
he's
and he's
like,
just like laughing, and he's just like I can see him smirking, and
the
I'm just like looking at him. I'm like,
dude, this is weird.
people these days.
That's
and-
Walmart, bro. That's why I don't go there.
Yeah,
No, it was
that's,
Maverick.
Oh, it was Maverick?
It was
Oh,
Maverick.
God. Jesus
It was,
Yeah,
like,
gas
Christ.
late.
stations. Gas stations
It
be
was
like
super
that.
late, and you know what? I think it was when Quentin worked at that location,
The Caldwell one.
the Caldwell
Yeah, by
location.
the-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was funny, and I was just like, "Oh my god!" Like I can picture her arch just there.
It's imprinted forever.
It's just like those cheetah prints. It's imprinted on me
Nice.
forever. Thanks.
Nice.
Thought I'd pull a string like that.
You said you had some. This is a bit of a change topic, but you said
Oh,
you had some girl stories or something.
I
like
got
that?
some
You
things to talk
You
about.
got some funny
Oh,
girl
yeah,
things.
yeah.
I want to start. I want to know how you guys met. I want to hear the story.
Oh,
okay.
are those your funny girl stories?
No, but
How
it'll
two
It'll tie
women
in.
met
It'll tie
together?
into it.
just hold
Okay.
up.
Oh, okay. Do you want to go first?
Because you guys were at the
Yeah.
homie Kenny's house.
were.
Yeah.
He'll
Shout
be
out
on the show
Kenny.
one day.
Yeah, the homie Kenny, shout out. You changed my life. Yeah.
He's the
So
homie.
yeah. So pretty much, I'll tell my side and then
Okay.
you just yeah.
ahead.
So I was playing on my computer, playing some Valorant with the boys. And
Oh,
Good.
okay, yeah.
yeah,
Let's
and
do it.
I really did not.
Were you
I
on
like
there?
Huh?
Kenny.
Were you on there with him?
No.
Nah,
But
yeah.
I heard the story.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Kenny had wanted Kenny had invited like a lot of people to like come through for like a kickback, but I did not want to go. Like I was just, it was one of those days where I just want to stay home, fucking half naked and just chill on my computer like a fucking nerd pretty much. And I didn't want to leave my room. I didn't want to go anywhere. And then Quentin came through and he was like, "Hey, get ready." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Bro, come on, just show up for a little bit." I was like, "Fuck." I was like, "All right." And he's like, "I'll drive you back." He's like, "I'll take you and I'll bring you back. We won't be there for too long." I was like, "All right, sick." So I go, I get changed, I get ready, and we pull up to Kenny's, just chilling there. Made some small talk with some people, and then I was just kind of sitting there, a little antisocial fucker.
And you weren't even gonna go.
I wasn't
Quentin
gonna go.
Forces
Not gonna
you to
go.
get your ass up
Yeah.
and go hang out.
Yeah, and I'm being
Right.
antisocial at this point because Quentin's talking with like, his boys that I didn't grow up with, so like they were talking and whatnot. And I was just kind of sitting there drinking on a little beverage.
Oh,
Some
I thought you never mind.
water. No.
Yeah, some
Some
water.
water.
And then and then I was chilling, and then I went to take a shit. Yeah, and then I came.
Crucial part of the story.
Yeah, it's very crucial.
It was a long time in
Yeah.
between.
And then I
And then
came.
He comes back and Crystal's like, "Where were you?"
Yeah,
this
I
is
was
how
like,
they met.
dude.
No, actually though, like
wait,
I
this
was like,
actually
you need
happened?
to.
I-
No,
I
okay.
came down
I'll take this part.
Okay.
I'll take care of
yeah,
this
fair
part.
enough. Yeah.
Crystal's
Um,
gonna take the wheel.
Heck yes. So first of all, I swore to myself that I was not gonna be in a relationship, for a couple months,
Mm.
and then I saw this mother trucker,
Hey.
and
It's natural.
I-
Sorry.
Sexy mother trucker. No.
sexy mother trucker.
Oh,
Sure, I
jeez.
guess.
It's making me blush and I'm brown. Fuck.
shit.
Sorry, that was really funny.
That was a good one.
Anyways, yeah, so then he comes down, and then I first talked to him. I'm like, "Hey, I'm gonna steal her from you." It was Quentin's girlfriend, Yasmin,
Oh yeah.
and I was like, "Okay, we're gonna go drink some water inside." And that was like the first time I talked to him. And then when we went inside, I was like asking a whole bunch of questions. I was like, "Okay, so
No,
who is he?"
shit.
And
how we
so
do.
then I came back outside, and everyone was already like leaving and stuff like that. So I told him, I was like, "Hey, let's go play some water pong."
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And
We're taking this to the moon.
That is so funny. Yeah, so we were playing water pong, and we were just like talking.
Oh, we're thirsty.
We were relating a lot. Yeah,
I
we're
wanted some water.
Very dehydrated.
Yeah.
We were just like talking, relating, like, "Oh yeah, we're both from California," and just like, it was actually, didn't feel like a small talk conversation. It kind of felt like this, like,
So he wasn't awkward.
surprisingly, no, like,
I thought I was.
he-
Dude. I was like, my hands.
I
were
feel
like,
that, bro.
I was like, oh fuck.
You're
I
like,
was like, dude, I was
girl.
like, a female. I was
No.
so shook.
You're like, I just
I-
want to go home and
Yeah,
play
I was-
Valorant.
dude.
No.
Literally, I was like, Quentin, fucking pick me up, bro. So let's go.
I'm good.
But nah, yeah.
Ah,
You should have left.
You exposed
Nah,
yourself.
nah.
She's gonna be mad now.
I know, I'm
no,
Quentin, come pick up your
was
man.
no, I was nervous though because I was like, bro. So like like what she said, she didn't want like a boyfriend or whatever.
Mm.
I've never had a girlfriend in my life. Like,
Right.
He's only had
That's an
boyfriends.
important part of the story.
yeah, like I straight up, I never had a girlfriend. Like I've tried a couple times, didn't work out. Shit happens. And like I just kind of decided like even like senior year of high school, I decided I was like, I want to just work on myself and I want to do my thing. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like I was fully okay with like
It's the way to
just
do it.
being with
Mhm.
myself. So I was like just so caught off guard when like
When I
Oh.
made the first move.
yeah, honestly she did. Yeah, she actually did. And like I was like, whoa. I was like, all right, that's kind of sick. And then
Yeah.
we just started talking and then
Let me tell you, I'm really sly with pickup lines.
dude.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Super.
No.
Like, I'll just act like I'm a stranger to him sometimes, and we'll randomly talk, and then I'll flow. Like, oh my god. I
Off
can.
the dome.
No, seriously, I should be like on Hallmark writing cards,
Oh yeah.
Like the
fucking.
Hallmark.
Oh
Like-
yeah.
like Valentine's
Yeah.
Day. shit.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, sorry, we're horrible at telling stories. So anyways, we went back inside, we were talking, found out it was his birthday the next night, and it was like 2 hours
Yeah.
until his
yes.
birthday.
Yeah.
And they were gonna go camping the next day, and yeah, we were all hanging out. It was just me, him, Quentin, and Yasmin. I asked for his Snapchat. What is it, Snapchat or Instagram? Oh, one or the
Snapchat,
other.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Oh, yes. Okay, this is the part. Now, I think up to this point, I think I know most what happens from here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like she got my snap and then yeah.
I made him finish my water because I
yeah,
was like,
she made me finish her
"Oh,
water.
you look parched."
and I was when you drink like so much water that you get like sick. I drank so much water and I was so sick. But yeah, but no, I do want to fit in this one little slight detail, dude. This girl, she did not want to give me her name. I was like, oh, what was your name?
yeah.
Because she knew my name because she was asking people like, oh, I don't know how you knew my name, but
And
you
I
knew
was
it.
like, you're just gonna have to work for it. Like, I don't want to give you my
Yeah,
name.
I was like, hey, what was your name? I was like,
Nah.
I haven't got your name yet. Like, what's your name? And then she's like, oh, yeah, you have to work for it. I was like, what
You
the
know, I
fuck?
didn't want to leave that imprint on him, like in case like we never spoke again. Then he can't be like, oh, what's Crystal's Instagram? You know, like.
Yeah,
and
but then
that
like
was
a
happening in
couple
my back of my
sentences
head.
later, she was like, oh, like no, you said something with you were talking in third person. Or
Yeah,
some
I
shit.
talk in third person.
Yeah, and then she was like, oh, Crystal, you dumbass or something like that. And then I was like, oh, your name's Crystal. And
Dead.
she's
I was like,
fuck.
fuck.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That was funny. Anyways, yeah, and then we hung out like 2 days later, and then we started our date at
5.
6 or 7. Oh, 5?
Oh, it was 6.
It was like 6, and it ended at 5 in the morning.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And that was our first date. Actually, our first date was supposed to be in Utah.
Yeah, we almost went to Utah on our first day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I just remember we were camping because we talked about this story before. Carlos calls me at like midnight and he's like, hey, you trying to go camping tomorrow?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, fuck, I guess. And so we go camping. And then, yeah, I remember everybody was like talking like Carlos was macking on this girl last night. And I'm like, Carlos?
We did not kiss, actually, that entire
No,
night.
Mackin.
What's
You didn't say-
macking is making out.
That's what I
No.
think of. But I guess some people might just consider it like
Yeah,
hitting.
just
on
like
someone
flirting a little bit,
or-
you know.
Oh, well, ask all the 90s babies, and they're going to think it's
Well,
me.
I'm
You
a two-
right,
I'm,
you
I'm
right.
a 2001. That ain't me. Sorry.
Boom, drop mic. No, I'm just kidding.
Nice.
No.
Anyways.
No, yeah. So, well,
Oh,
that's sick.
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
like
What
your-
did you say that you had that was going to relate to this
Oh
story?
yeah. I was wondering how this would relate to. You said you had some funny stories with girls involved.
So I do. First, I just want to say to all the girls listening, take notes from this. If there's a guy you
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Do it.
talk to him
Yeah.
First
because
moves.
that is going to work so much better than you just hoping he's going to come up to you.
Dude,
Yeah.
don't play hard to get.
And that don't. But like also coming from my guys out there that are like too pussy to like do anything or like say anything, like trust. I hadn't. So, like the last time I kissed a girl before I met her, I still haven't kissed her. But we're waiting till marriage. I hadn't kissed a girl since 7th grade, bro. That just puts
Whoa.
everything into perspective. No,
Damn.
actually, that's a lie.
Yeah, I haven't kissed
Sophomore
a
year
girl
in-
since 7th grade either.
Nice. Sophomore year in high school. But even then, like, bro, like that's sophomore, junior, senior,
That's a long time.
freshman, sophomore in college.
There you go.
And then, like, dude, that's like, yeah, I hadn't talked to any girls. So, like, yeah, girls out there,
Yeah.
take notes. And
Do
then
it.
guys,
It goes both
Like-
ways.
It-
Guys, you should not be afraid.
Don't,
like,
yeah.
And so you might be afraid right now. The
Mhm.
only way you're going to get out of that is by doing
Doing it,
You
yeah.
have to go talk
Yeah.
to girls and I mean, honestly, I don't think you will get rejected, but you might, and that's kind of something you just have to live with.
yeah.
You know what too though? Like what I've seen like through like social like videos or something,
Mhm.
when people are doing like those social tests, like the gold digger
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
Oh,
videos.
dude, I've watched so many.
Prank
of those.
invasion.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that what it is? Is that his channel?
It's that one guy who's like, dude, today I'm gonna be kissing my sister. Like,
No, it's just like there's so many things that have clicked for me, and like women don't realize like we have it easier than guys.
Oh, for sure.
Like
For sure.
In terms
Guys,
of, yeah, the
like,
pickup game type.
we
yeah,
watched this
yeah.
movie. It was called Hall Pass,
Okay.
and
yeah.
these two married men got hall passes to cheat on their wives. And they were just showing like how hard it was to actually find girls to take their hall pass with.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the girls, they weren't
weren't
even
even trying.
having a hall pass, and guys were already hitting on them.
Yeah.
And like me, like I understand completely because sometimes in guys' minds they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna get some tonight," with any girls.
Hmm.
So and like let's say like guys aren't as judgmental. I don't know. I feel like they're not as
Oh
picky.
my god. Okay, that is
There's
so
not
huge. Guys'
As many
standards
standards.
are so much lower.
Exactly.
I think it's-
well, you know
And
what?
you know
I don't
why?
even-
Okay, think about it for a second. A girl wants to be with somebody who's big and is going to protect her and
Yeah.
is going to make her feel safe.
Yeah.
A guy literally just wants to get it in with as many chicks as he can because he's like speaking
Yeah.
biologically,
Yes.
they're trying to literally just like
That-
put their seed out
That is literally our
I'm
goal.
dead.
As a guy, like, but yeah,
like
biologically, like,
instinctually and like
yeah.
as at like the most base level it gets, and
Yeah,
so
that
because
is
of
our
that,
main point,
you
yeah.
see that men have lower standards.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they are.
yeah.
I've talked like most of my friends are guys, and when they talk about women, I mean, like there's that thing like, oh, women are just a piece of some, you know.
That's bullshit.
And
but-
it's
Yeah.
it's not. I mean, there are some guys
know, it's
that
so-
are
there
like
are guys like
douchey,
that, which
and
is
they,
why
oh,
they're
they
there's
so
a
mess
bunch of
it
guys
up.
like that.
It
like
exists
a
They
lot.
for a
mess it
reason,
up for so many
because-
people.
Yeah,
And they're like, oh, I guys are trash, but I'm like, dude, you keep
No,
finding
dude.
trash.
Girls who
Yeah.
say that all men are trash are literally just making the problem worse.
They're-
like personally, yeah, like I'm a firm believer in if it's meant to happen, it's meant to happen type
Mhm.
beat. Like for me, especially with relationships, I was always one to preach like it'll come when it's ready to happen. You know, there's no point in forcing it because if you force it, it's not going to work out in the end. That's
Right.
I've seen that happen time and time
See,
again.
Yeah,
And
an
girl-
opportunity is going to present itself, and you
And-
have to be ready for it. Is the thing, which is why you
Yeah.
can't shut yourself out and not talk to any
And-
girls and just pretend
Yeah.
that it's going to work.
And
somehow.
that is why that one single night that I decided, you know, be like, all right, fine, I'll go. And taking that like step and being like, yeah, I'll play water pong with you and like doing whatever, like that
Yeah.
simple
Yeah,
like
just
little
those little
act of
things.
doing that,
Yes.
it puts you out there, and like even when you don't notice it, that stuff will lead up to like what is happening now. Like 6
Yeah.
months later, almost
We're-
6 months.
I don't know.
we're
I'd say
true.
we're a healthy relationship.
on
like-
I mean
Like,
yeah, I'd say we are. Yeah.
well, you know, like some people like act like they're a healthy relationship, but like they're not.
I think
Yeah.
genuinely like. I mean, should I go into tips? I don't know. I don't know
well,
if I'm
yeah,
qualified.
I mean,
but
after no, it's
Yeah.
not that you're qualified. It's just you're expressing your
You're just
Exper-
your
or
experience.
exper-
exactly.
yeah,
experiences.
like as a first timer, I'm 20, and this is the first time I've ever had a girlfriend. Like almost 6 months in, like honestly, I know everybody else says communication ever, but I think being completely and utterly transparent and not being scared to hide anything, or not being scared to like show who you actually are, because sometimes I will literally catch myself almost trying to like put on this like face or whatever, doing this thing for this, but then I'll realize like nah, like she doesn't want me for who that is. She wants me for who I am, like
That's
not for
facts.
this
Yeah.
fake
That's
person I'm
facts.
trying to be.
And
But yeah,
yes, that is totally true. You need to be transparent. And I think another thing, so speaking from my experience at least, I've only had one other girlfriend, like as an adult.
yeah,
I've been with a couple girls.
yeah,
But she was super toxic. And so at the same time, if they are not giving you your transparency, then
Yeah.
you got to be able to stand up for yourself.
For
and you
sure.
got to,
Yeah.
like, yeah, you just have to be able to stand up for yourself.
yeah, and
It's
sometimes
so
it's
important.
hard for people too. Though,
Oh my
like,
God.
yeah, of course.
So
yeah.
I think it's just
hard.
they get attached. I mean, I've been in that situation. But I know we're like saying girls and guys and stuff like that, but this goes for everybody. Like,
Yeah, sorry.
either
for-
way,
yeah,
sorry,
sorry.
I'm all inclusiveness.
Yeah, no, actually though, yeah, like facts.
Um,
Carlos has to throw out the all-inclusive type beat.
yeah. All inclusive.
That was your line, though.
There-
Wait, did I? Dude, I know. Somebody commented. Sorry, side note.
Dude,
somebody,
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, my homie Alex commented. He's like, take a shot for every time Carlos is type B. I was like, bro, I don't even
Type
think I
B,
say it that
I'm
much.
Keep
but-
saying it, bro. That shit's like.
I know we're gonna
Yeah.
start getting a button.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
for
make
real,
you a
type
button.
B.
Oh,
yeah.
that'd be sick. You don't
That'd
have
be
to say it.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
anyways,
Sorry, go on.
yeah, no, like all these
Continue.
standards, like it should be different. But okay, I have a question for you, cause I'm just curious. So like, and then I'll express my side.
Okay.
When you look for a person that you're interested in, what are things
Guy or
that
girl?
guy or girl, they, them, who knows, non-binary, we love you,
Girls.
girls.
Just gotta
okay.
put that out there.
Girls.
We
Um,
can move. Just keep
Alright,
that in
sorry.
mind.
like what are things that stand out to you physically first?
Physically?
Physically first.
I mean, as a guy,
Well,
come on, like.
I know,
You
as
gotta
a guy. I
expose
know,
it,
I'm
bro.
just curious. I'm just curious. Like 100%.
I mean, the booty.
10.
Every
Yeah,
single time.
okay.
That's the first thing you notice, and then probably their face, and then I
Mhm.
think, so something that I think not a lot of guys pay attention to that I do is a girl's voice. If she has a nice voice,
That's fair, yeah.
then it's such a game changer. It just like, I don't know, like flips a switch, and then I'm like, oh, all of a sudden I'm interested.
I
in
think
this.
Send in your
laughs.
voice memos.
Yeah, no,
I'm
I think
all-
laughs is another. For me personally, laughs is a big one. 'Cause
True.
if you're gonna be having a
goes
good
along.
time with this girl and like whatnot, like they're gonna laugh. Hopefully, if you're funny or whatever, or if something
Yeah.
funny happens, and you don't want some like, or like like. But luckily, she has a funny laugh.
Oh
Like,
my
it-
god,
like,
I breathe. I'm like,
yeah.
okay, yeah, okay, sorry. And then
Okay.
if you had like, you know how we were talking about standards and stuff like that.
Mhm.
What are standards that you set up for yourself and standards that you look for, that you're like, okay, if
Standards in what
yeah,
context?
like any. So like my standards, like, or how I've seen for girls, he has to be tall.
Oh,
He
Over
has
6
to
foot.
you're talking
be
like
fit.
physical
I
type.
don't want to have kids. He doesn't want to have kids. Like just things like that. Like,
Mm.
what are yours? Like that
I
you
don't know. Oh, this is perfect. The fact that you said kids.
Oh.
Okay, so there was this. This is one of the funny stories I have.
I just look at you.
There's
We're expecting.
No,
No, I'm just
sorry,
kidding.
go
Sorry,
on.
ahead.
I was at work and I saw this girl and I was like, damn, she's fine. And then, did I tell you about this?
You told me, yeah.
Did
yeah.
I?
Yeah.
Okay, and this happened twice actually. She's with 2 little boys.
Oh, never mind.
And I'm like, I figured, she's with like, cause she looks young. She looks like she's my age. And she's like, I figured she's with her nephews or with like her little brothers or something. And then they come up to pay and they start calling her mommy,
Oh,
bro.
God.
And I'm like, no, dog. I was literally in my
Milk.
head.
That's what I told you.
I was literally in my head all like, all right, so what am I going to do to get this girl's number? And then they start calling her mommy. And I'm like, no.
Bro, yeah, I told Wesley, I was like, technically you could bag a milk.
Dude, the mommy milker.
But
is-
she's too young for
Nice.
that, bro. That's
Six.
scary.
Nah,
I
yeah,
don't
fair
know.
enough.
Anyways.
So yeah, that like immediately shut me off. So I guess that is one of those standards.
Yeah.
Is that they have kids, which
Yeah,
I mean, I
that
feel
And
like
is-
that's an obvious one
understandable,
when
yeah.
you're our age. right?
yeah.
No, I get it.
I mean, no disrespect to people who have kids our age. That's
No,
not,
definitely
yeah,
not. I
but
totally respect
if
it.
you're a single guy and just want to live, not saying you can't live when you have kids, but if you want to just have the full utter freedom that you have when you're young or whatever, I think something like that
It's just
changes
a lot.
No, it
Yeah,
did
changes
It's
it.
potentially at least a lot of responsibility to be like
Yeah.
put
Yeah.
on you
Yeah.
that like you didn't really sign up for.
Like,
Yeah,
let's
nah,
say
for sure.
you're trying to plan a trip with your girlfriend or something. You're like,
Bro,
It's not
yeah.
gonna happen.
okay,
It's
I
really
have
not
to
gonna
find a
happen.
babysitter for the kids. Let
Or
me
you have
put
to pay for
money
them to
aside.
come or whatever. It might
Yeah.
be.
Exactly. And it's
yeah.
just like a whole like Icarus.
I
Like,
was gonna
he's
say,
not,
even
he's
with
not even a
Icarus,
kid,
yeah.
and I have to like, okay, who's
You have
gonna
to-
watch him?
Yeah.
I have to give money so they can buy food. If they break something, like it's just a liability, not a liability.
A little bit,
It's just like a big responsibility that you're putting on somebody else.
Yeah.
for sure.
Also, I don't know. If somebody denied me like a relationship because I had kids, I wouldn't be upset personally because I'd be like, you know what? I understand. Like
They don't want that kind
these
of
are my
commitment. Yeah.
kids. If somebody doesn't want to be with me
For
because of my kids, why would I want to be with
Yeah,
them?
for sure. Yeah.
Mm.
And I'm not gonna hold that against them. Like I wouldn't be with somebody who doesn't want my
That-
kids.
Brings me to one question to you. So with Icarus, like we were talking about how like even with him, like we have to kind of like
Mhm.
ask like, okay, what are we gonna do with him while we do this, whatever. So does that, this is not self-loathing, but kind of is, not really. Does that like make like, so like when I take care of him, does that like give any sign of how I take care of a kid, or I don't know. Have you ever thought about that?
You know what?
Might be a deep question. but-
No.
That's interesting.
When I've seen people take care of their pets,
Uh-huh.
it's still life.
Yeah, no,
Obviously,
for sure.
it's just can't
My baby, for
communicate.
Sure.
And it's more vulnerable than a child. Because if you hurt him or you yell at him, he can't express his emotions. He
That's
doesn't
true.
tell you, like, oh, like, I'm crying now because you yelled at me or you stepped on my tail. Like, no, if I push a kid to the couch or something and they start crying, they're going to go yell at their mom and be like,
was
they
scary.
hit me.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, it's close.
No, you're good.
So if somebody's treating their dog, I mean, some people treat their dogs like their kids. I think there's like a
That's how my
a
mom is with our
point.
cat.
Yeah.
It's out of control.
Yeah.
I think there's like a point where I'm like, okay,
really,
like don't
but
relate your
kind of.
dog to my kid. Like it's
yeah.
not the same.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But if I see somebody treating their dog like crap, then I'm gonna think in my head like, okay, if you're gonna treat a vulnerable animal that relies on you and will rely
Yeah,
on
day
you
in,
for the
day out
rest of
type-
their
yeah, yeah.
life,
It-
then
yeah.
how are you gonna treat a kid?
Absolutely. It totally reflects their character the way they treat their animals.
Mhm.
100%.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was just
that's-
I've kind of wanted to ask you, but I was like, you know what, that would be a good question for the podcast. Like, so.
Yeah.
okay.
And honestly, it comes down to vulnerability. Like
Yeah.
dogs are very vulnerable. Like I mean, it's a dog, and people are like, "Oh, it's just an animal," but we're animals.
No,
we're
yeah,
a
for
part of
sure.
the animal kingdom.
Spitting.
Like we're species, and
Yeah.
you, growing up, like your personality reflects who your parents were and
Who you want to be.
how
and
you
everything.
brought up,
Yeah.
how you were brought up.
True.
Like either you're gonna let the pain and suffrage reflect that, in your personality, or
Yeah.
you're gonna strive above it and show like this different
true,
type of
true,
person.
This is what I want to bring to the
True.
table.
Exactly. So yeah, that I definitely take that in consideration. If I'm like I see crap everywhere in an apartment from the dog because he doesn't want to clean it up, I'd be like, what the hell? Like,
Yeah.
why can't you just do this little thing?
True. So
Because then
true.
that's such a that's just such a big mess that they have to clean up after.
Would-
Like,
Would you say I've done a good job?
I
Come on.
well, he has some mats in his hair
Oh,
sometimes.
not even.
What?
I'm just
I
kidding.
bathe that boy.
Yeah. Like, how about you guys? Like, what are things that you, if and when you guys are ready for kids, like, what are gonna be things that
Dude.
you'll see?
This is something I've been thinking about a lot lately because
Mhm.
I think throughout my entire life I wanted kids,
Yeah.
and then now I feel like the world is just on like this steady trend to like shit.
To where you're
Yeah.
scared of
Essentially.
your kids having to deal with something
and I
serious.
feel like it's
yeah.
unfair to
Yeah.
do that.
Bring
I
some
mean,
life
that's
in.
just kind of the way I feel about it. You know,
Yeah.
everybody has their own views on it,
Yeah.
and I have not always felt like that either.
Fair
So I
enough.
can't say I always will feel like that. But I think I'm the type of person where, like, if I have kids, it's probably going to be much later in my life. And I think that is
Yeah.
good, too, because I'll have, like,
Time to develop yourself.
I'll have
Yeah.
time to do my own thing.
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
able to develop, like, the character that is needed to be a parent
dad,
because it's
yeah.
obvious that it's not, like, a easy job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. I
You're-
think.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You're good.
Oh, okay.
You guys should fight about it. No.
I want to go. No, like, we're literally gonna be kids raising kids. Like, I don't
If
know.
we had a kid right now, yeah.
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 But personally, I feel like I hope I can stay like my imaginative self.
Oh,
Like,
dude,
I have
for
so much
sure.
imagination. My dreams are freaking crazy.
Yeah.
Second
Dude,
off,
they're like movies, bro. It's
they are
crazy.
movies. I
Mhm.
remember them
I have that sometimes, too.
vividly
Yeah.
every single night. It's so funny. Anyways, off topic. Fuck. Go ahead. I forgot what I was saying.
Yeah, I don't know what you were saying.
I don't know, something about parenting.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Go on.
Like, I want to be able to be like, I understand why that kid is crying because he doesn't have a toy. Like, in my brain, I could have made a best friend with that toy. Like then I
Oh, I
want to
see
be
what
able
you're
to put
saying.
myself in like a kid's shoes.
Yeah.
Some
for
And
empathy.
sure.
understand, understand their emotions because they're kids. Like, they don't understand their feelings.
That's a good point. People don't talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one thing that sucks. Well, I mean, I see it too much, like too often. Like kids are treated like kids, which makes sense.
Mhm.
But I think personally, when I have a kid, I want to talk to them like they're people, because I found that doing that, like I've seen it firsthand with my uncle and his daughter. They talk to her like a person, and then they'll use full sentences, like they don't, shorten their words or whatever. But now, dude, she's like 4. No, she's 5 now. She just turned 5. And she talks like incredible. Like
Really?
dude, her like language is so crazy.
Wow.
Like her vocabulary is gnarly. Like she'll be like saying full like articulate like sentences to me, and I'll be like stunned every time because it's like, dude, holy fuck! Like she can
That's
hold a
sick.
straight conversation with an adult,
Yeah.
and like her brain is just so developed to that point. But yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really cool. I don't think I've ever heard of that, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I
Mhm.
mean, it's like you are what you eat, you are what you consume. And if you're
Yeah.
consuming like real,
Full real
human
adult.
interactions,
Yeah.
then that's just
If
how
you're treated
you're
like a
gonna work.
baby, you're gonna be a baby. Like yeah.
Exactly.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes though, I'm like, maybe I should give this kid a little bit of trauma because I might be like depriving this future comedian.
Right,
I-
because
know, like-
us
Yeah.
as human beings who have like had some experience in this world, we have those traumas, and a lot
But
of
you
those
learn
things
from them.
we
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
accept them and we grow from them.
Yeah.
And so I think that yes, you're right. It's dangerous to shelter your kid, but
Too
I
much,
think,
yeah,
I think
yeah.
that it's not a parent's job to do that. Sometimes
Yeah.
that happens.
when they get
a
into the real world,
parent's-
it's their job to make the choice, though. Like,
Mhm.
what
Right.
do I want to do? Like, do I want to go to a party and smoke with my buddies, or do I want to stay home and study? Like,
And I think the
Yeah.
parent's job in that situation is to be able to be somebody that they can communicate with
Yes.
after
Preach.
receiving
Yeah.
something like
yeah,
that. 'Cause
like
it's not always like that.
like
No,
we've
it's
you
not.
wish it
we've
was.
we've talked. Me and Chris have talked about this before. Like, whenever we have kids later down the pipeline or whatever.
We'll see. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
hate
no, I
that.
feel that. That's
Yeah.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
No, but like, if we do have kids or whatever, we'd want our kids to be comfortable enough to tell us, hey, I drank, or hey, I
Mhm.
smoked this,
Yeah.
or hey, like we'd honestly wouldn't mind if their first time drinking was I'd prefer that, like
yeah, with
their first
us.
time getting drunk or whatever is with us in
Mm.
you know, a safe, controlled environment, and so that way they know like, hey, I did this last night with you know my friends or whatever, and they could talk to us about it because they know that
Yeah.
we understand. Like we were there, we're there right now. Like
Facts.
yeah, like
Mhm.
I think that's one thing a lot of parents struggle with now. It's
And
just, but it
take
also
those
doesn't
away.
help that when their parents were teaching them, it was just a different time, like
yeah.
a completely different
It's a
like world.
societal thing,
Yeah,
and
for
as
sure.
things change, obviously our generation. We talk about this a lot, but
Yeah.
our
Our
generation is a
generation,
lot
yeah.
more laid back compared to like our parents who were probably. I don't know. I feel like there's kind of like two archetypes for that, and it's like super
Yeah.
controlling or like
Don't give a
basically
shit.
non-existent.
Yeah,
in their
like your
life.
parents don't
Mhm.
aren't there to
Right.
where
And I feel like, I don't know, because we're obviously not parents, but I think that our generation is kind of coming into like a happy medium of that.
Yeah.
Like hopefully that's what you want to see.
to
'cause
where
I
like
think
we
that's
don't
the
take
healthy
life too
point to be at.
seriously, but we understand like you gotta have fun. Like life is about making mistakes and whatnot, and you want your kid
Mhm.
to like understand that if they make a mistake, just something to learn from. It's not
And
even a mistake. It's
I
just
feel like some
experience.
people, like, if they were to listen to this, like, certain parents would be like, "Oh, that's not possible," or whatever. But it's
No,
like
it's
it's
absolutely
possible. Like, I've
possible.
seen it. Like, there's
Yeah.
so many families
I
that
will speak
have done that.
Yeah.
from personal experience here. My mom literally is that mom.
Yeah.
Like I think to a degree, sometimes she was almost too lenient, but
Mhm.
like I was the oldest, and so it's like I don't really know how it worked out, but she was just like so cool, and
Yeah.
she was like a wild child as a kid. Like she
yeah,
has
yeah.
told
Like
me
the
some crazy
rebellious-
shit,
That's cool though, cause like
just like
it
drugs and
yeah.
fucking partying and everything. So
Yeah.
she like
She
wanted you
turned
to.
out
understood
kind
it.
of good.
I turned.
No, yeah. I mean, no, like you've lived already.
No,
like
yeah,
like
you're-
you've had a really good life up to this point. I'd say you've had experiences that you know what, like
I think I'm pretty blessed.
no, yeah, like I
Yeah.
think that was a good move on your mom, honestly. Like
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, and she was always like in it. I was never comfortable with being able to go talk to her about these things, but I knew that if I was in a shitty spot, I could.
you could, yeah.
Yeah, I know. My dad's always like, if you're somewhere, like, I usually thought he meant like parties or something.
Mhm.
Mm.
And I couldn't drive because I was too drunk or something. I never really went out to parties though.
same,
He
I
made
did.
it clear, like, if you need somebody, let me know, and I won't get mad at you. I mean, we can discuss it like the next day, obviously. But yeah, he always made it to the point where like I'd rather you try calling me if you need a ride than you hiding it and
yeah,
then
so I
making
know
the
that
matter
you're safe and
worse.
you're
I think-
under like a nice
Yeah.
like
It
you're good.
shows that his main concern is your safety rather
Yeah.
than
Mhm.
controlling you, and
Yeah.
that
That is
is just so huge.
Yeah,
like, I
yeah,
can't even explain that.
yeah. Like I think one thing that a lot of parents struggle with is like they'll tell their kid, "Don't ever do this. Don't ever
Mhm.
do that." And like if you do this, this is what's gonna happen. It's just like that fear monger, like that straight, like just no, no, no. But as a
Exactly.
kid, you're gonna rebel, and when you're told not to do something, it starts when you're even like a baby. Like don't touch that. They're gonna want to touch that. It
Mhm.
goes up to where you're a kid, and they're like, "Don't ever drink alcohol before you're 21."
Yeah.
You're gonna do it
You're literally
They-
you're like planting a seed for them to literally do
to
that.
do it. Yeah.
And so taking the
Yeah.
approach of being like, if or when you do this, just know that like I am here for you, and
Dude,
I won't like I'll be
yes.
able to
Yeah.
do what you
Mm.
need me to in that situation.
Yeah.
But like I'm gonna parent you
No.
about it, you know.
For
Like,
sure,
it's,
like
it's not
you're
like
still a
Yeah.
parent. You're
it's
not. You're not like a
oh,
buddy.
dude, sick
Yeah,
party.
yeah.
You
No,
know,
it's
that's
true.
not your parent. That's
Yeah.
not
I
your
was-
parent's job.
Yeah.
I was exposed to water very early on in
Nice.
my life.
I was
Um,
so confused for a second, dude.
Not early, maybe in like my 15s. But because of that, like I didn't have the urge to go party because my family like is a big party family. Like
Yeah.
we
feel
throw
that.
They're fun.
gatherings all
They're
the
fun.
time. I'm like, I have more fun
With your family,
drinking
than with
water
some,
with my family
yeah.
than going out and drinking water with random people.
Just some,
Oh
some,
my
some
God,
horny
100%.
teenagers.
So I'm
yeah.
like,
yeah.
Everyone here is just doing it because they can't do it at their house.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
they don't have that like
It's a way to like be like,
space.
hey, let's fucking send
Let's
it,
go
dude. Like-
crazy.
Like, for
Like
us.
I'm not gonna be
Yeah,
able
yeah.
to do this till next Saturday
Yeah,
anyway. So
like-
let's just all get shit
Dude,
faced.
and the amount of homies I had in high school who would say shit like that, like I gotta get it in now while I can, or like some shit like
Exactly.
I'm
that.
sorry, but that is the most stupid mindset you can possibly
Yeah.
have.
It's not healthy, and
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of dudes like
Oh, I see people now who said that they are now alcoholics. Like I see it every night on their story going out to bars or
this is exactly
getting
what I was gonna say.
slammed or being like, hey, free my homie, and I'm like, bro, no offense, but you put yourself on that path when you were doing what you were doing when you knew you shouldn't have been doing. Like, you know,
Yeah. and,
Yeah.
bars.
yeah.
Also, parties are such a like segue for people to get their aggression out. Like, I went to 2 different like parties, I guess. Each one there was somebody wanting to fight somebody else.
That's how it works.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
like,
that
dude.
like something that people don't think about is that parties are literally like a coping mechanism, and
Mhm.
not
Yeah.
because of the partying, but because of the drugs and the drinking.
Yeah.
Because I can, again, speaking from experience, I was a massive
Mhm.
fucking stoner, and I did it to like cope with
To
things.
cope with
and
stuff,
I didn't even
Yeah.
know when I was doing it. I literally had no
Yeah.
idea. And then when I stopped,
You
I
realize.
looked at my life as
Yeah.
like a sober
Yeah.
human being, and I was like, holy
Yeah.
fuck.
And-
Like, I was so incredibly dependent on that.
Yeah, yeah.
And that is literally from like going out to places and partying, and it just
Yeah.
like develops this
This thing where you feel like you need to rely on it.
it's like the only
yeah.
way that you can kind of get that
it's
relief.
your self medication.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
literally antidepressants, and you don't even know it.
And
And I had
Exactly.
somebody use that exact same phrase. with
You
me.
can pay $10 to some guy in the corner, like selling it from his basement. Like,
Oh,
it's
I
so
thought you said
accessible.
Something else.
oh no, but like,
Whoa!
nah, but yeah, people do that, and like it's so accessible now. And I think it's sad though, cause yeah, you're spitting like facts. Like I've seen so many
Mhm.
homies or just people that I knew back in high school, even some in college, like they rely on that stuff so heavily to where
True.
I don't even like they're not the same person that I used to know them as because of how much they use that as like a way to just be like, dude, it just makes me calm. It makes
Mhm.
me, chillax. Like,
No.
And that's
you
how
know?
I used to feel. I felt like it would like
yeah,
well, actually, it would get rid of my anxiety, and then it kind of became this thing where like it stopped doing that, and it would
Yeah.
sometimes even just like make me anxious because it
Yeah.
probably wasn't helping. And
because
Yeah.
and it make you anxious to where did it ever make you anxious to where you wanted to do it more? You're like, oh, I need to be high.
oh yeah, it's literally like,
Yeah.
oh dude, I should just go smoke another bowl or something.
Yeah, see, it's like a cigarette at that point. Like people are like, oh, I'm gonna take a quick smoke. Like,
yeah, to
yeah.
relieve everything.
yeah,
Dude,
No.
yeah, and
Hence-
vapes are like that too, for sure.
yeah.
Hands down, I'd rather have 10 homies hanging with me and just like all drinking some water, having fun, playing the freaking Nintendo Switch, than
Some
going
Smash Bros.
to like
Yeah.
a ratch house. What's it called?
Trap house.
Trap house.
Ratchet.
A trap house with sweaty teenagers
Yeah.
just
Passing
trying to
around the
have like a good
bongers, yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those are always weird situations to be in because, well, when you're young, because everybody's like, "Are you gonna pitch in, bro?" Like, if you're not pitching in, then you can't smoke.
Yeah.
Like,
I
some-
I love how now
Dude, that's just
when we're
so
older, we're like,
dumb.
hey, grab whatever's in the fridge. Like we're at that point
Exactly.
where I really recommend for you early on, or even if not, try to find that core group of people that you know
Mhm.
that
those are
gonna,
the people that you need to hold on to.
yeah, because
Yeah.
like those are the people that, especially when you're in our kind of age, like you'll want those people to like lean back on, or just you had a long day at work. Hey, come
Mhm.
through. Let's just chill. Like
Yeah.
nothing too
Going-
crazy.
Going off of that, there's like people that will come into your life, and you need to be able to realize that they're like actually a good human being,
Mhm.
and like continue to let them in your life and like try to be part of their life. That is like
Yeah.
just like an important part for any of the young listeners. If you meet somebody and you're like, wow, this person is like a good person and cares
Mhm.
about me, just like literally
Hold on to that.
Even if they don't
Reciprocate.
fit
Yeah.
in your like popular standards or whatever popular is
Dude,
nowadays,
yeah.
keep them. Like
That-
one friend's worth a million,
Yeah.
or yeah.
one
Yeah,
good
yeah.
friend is worth a million.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Yes.
I think also for any of you high schoolers, if you're still listening to this, don't get too caught up in, the clicky side of things, because once you're out
Mhm.
of high school, that stuff does not
It's
matter at all.
irrelevant.
Like it straight up,
True.
it doesn't exist in your mind already. Like when you graduate, you get this feeling like I remember like I was sat there and I was like, holy shit, and I was like I remember thinking, these guys were the popular ones, these kids were the nerds, and then these girls were the wackos or whatever. Like like,
Yeah.
and now you just
You see people
it's
as
just
people.
It's
Exactly.
people being people. Like that's how it works, and you'll find your way to
Hopefully.
yeah.
I think there's some people that don't catch on to that, but
Yeah,
And I
like-
think if you don't, then hey, you're living
You
in
will.
the past,
Even
man.
if
Yeah,
you're like
you
the
will.
most popular person in your school, like let's say you go to college, there's gonna be someone that's more popular
yeah.
or well known than you, because you're fresh from there. Like no one
Yeah.
cares that you're a freshman. If anything, you have more standards to live up to.
Yeah.
Sadly,
Yeah.
but like there's hierarchy that there's no need for. at all.
Yeah, no, it's totally irrelevant, and I think that's another societal thing that gets pushed on you. Like,
I think
people,
it's going away though.
Oh, for
honestly,
sure.
because I remember like in older movies you'll see like the jocks and they're clearly wearing their varsity jackets, and the
For real.
cheerleaders and the nerds they'll have their hair slicked with the glasses.
with the big ass,
Your
yeah,
glasses.
Harry Potter
polos.
glasses.
Yeah, but now like that is not a thing at all. Like
Now it's just two guys with 3 mics and
A few
yeah,
dudes.
yeah,
I mean,
just
shit.
dudes, yeah. It's crazy.
No,
Yeah,
life's
it's true.
crazy. Yeah,
Oh,
that was great. Yeah, no, you guys, honestly, just keep being you. Be the brightest star out there.
Yeah.
Don't let others set standards for you, who you should be. Set them for yourself. That's
That's
how you
facts.
land with guys like this.
you create
like-
your own identity, and you
Yeah.
just need to accept that and then run with it. And then while doing that, do not give a fuck about
No.
what anybody else
Yeah,
thinks about it.
That's just background noise. Just
Because
Mhm.
it's
Just
your
call it that,
decision,
yeah.
and you
Yep.
made that, and
Yeah.
you just gotta, yeah.
we're
run
all
with it.
living our own, main character. We're all in our own main character shit. Just
Yes.
live up to that arc. Fucking
That's facts. You gotta.
Yes.
Everybody's got a story. You gotta go write
become
yours.
that Hokage. Fucking become the one-eyed king. Become the chosen one. Do what you gotta do, man. Just live your story.
Yes.
Facts.
And to finish off that, there's a lot of fish in the sea, but there's
Yeah.
also trash.
Yeah, fair enough.
Especially
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
polluted.
So I mean, I don't know. It feels like we're kind of closing out a little bit. but-
Dude, it does. I feel
Yeah.
like this is our most
Yeah.
natural close that we've had so far.
I do want to say one last thing though. Any of you guys out there that are like thinking you're gonna be alone forever and you're not gonna find that one, or you're just like, you know what, I don't want a girlfriend. The girls are all
Yeah.
whack or whatever. I just want to slay pussy. All that shit. Dude,
He doesn't do that.
I don't do
He's
that.
just waiting for marriage.
No, for me, oh, nice. For me, if there's one thing I could give is just be patient, do your
Mhm.
thing, but don't be scared to do
Don't be
things.
afraid.
Yeah.
Like we said
that is
earlier,
the main
yeah.
thing. So trust me, it'll come, and when it comes, go.
Sorry.
When it comes, dive head in. God damn.
When it gets
Close the
here,
goddamn
no.
show.
He's all when it comes,
If you-
when it comes,
When it comes.
comes.
Yeah, it's like that one meme with like Trump. He's like,
I'm gonna come.
come on. She's like, do not come, and then Trump's like, I'm gonna come.
Oh
But-
my god.
Look,
No.
it'll happen when it happens, and when it does, go full in.
That's
Don't be
facts.
scared.
Yes.
And if it doesn't end up well, then you know what?
Nope.
Learn
Wasn't meant to
and
be.
move on. Yeah. And just keep on
And if
living.
you need a few homies, you got a few dudes.
That's right. You can tune in
Nice.
every single week, right back
Yes,
here
sir.
every Friday. Remember, we got big things on the way. We're working on things.
Yes,
we're
sir.
talking about intros. We're talking about thumbnails. We're talking about lighting. We're
Everything,
working. This is a
yeah.
work
We
in
got it.
progress.
Yeah.
The support already has been insane. Just
Mhm.
people are so nice, so supportive. People are telling us. I've been getting a lot of constructive criticism too on things like that, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
lighting, and they keep on saying that we need to like address the set, which is
We're
like
trying.
We're
Well,
working
I'm
on
all
it. That's
what I'm
background.
saying.
I'm
Yeah.
background woman.
I love the ideas, so keep
Yeah.
them coming. Keep the support
Yes.
coming. Like the video, subscribe, comment, hit the bell,
Yes,
whatever
sir.
you got to
Yeah.
do.
He's got it.
Hit them up. They'll respond to you guys. If you guys also
That's
have
facts.
any segments for them, sorry, I'm like,
Yeah, any
Hoping-
segments. I'm really. I'm
Ideas
looking
would
for
be
some
great.
segments. Yeah.
Also, follow the Instagram. You can DM us on there if you're
Yeah.
trying to get on the show, or if you know me and Carlos personally, also just get in contact with us. Because if you've listened to all these episodes already, first off,
Thank you.
whoa,
Yeah,
like,
that's-
what?
Yes.
Fucking gnarly.
Second off, hit us up. Like, you are who we want to be
Yeah.
on the
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
Okay.
if you
with
take
with
a
those guys
picture-
that click off 5 minutes 6 minutes into it, thanks for the views, but you're not the audience we're looking for. We want those
Yes.
guys that are hearing our voices and being like, this is gonna get me through my day, or this is
Mhm.
gonna help me this.
That's
whatever.
facts. That's
whatever.
what we're here
Yeah.
for. If you're listening to us right now,
Dude,
you
send us
are
a
literally
photo
them. So
of you
we're
to
glad you're
their
listening.
Massive
DMs,
fucking cock, too.
and we'll repost it on the story.
Yep.
I keep saying will. I'm sorry.
She's
I'm
gonna.
like,
she's
I'm-
running our Instagram essentially
yeah,
over here. So.
and I'll do background stuff like lighting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
So stay tuned next week. I think we're gonna have new lights.
fingers crossed.
Working
fingers
on
crossed.
thumbnails, intro, like I said, and it's a work in progress. And we're
Sir.
glad that you guys are here for all of it.
Yeah, thank
All
you.
right.
I think
I
that's
think
a
that's
good
good,
place
you
to
guys.
end.
Thank
Alright.
you for having me. It was much
Adios.
appreciated.
Of course.
Thanks
of
for
course,
coming on.
always.
Adios. Buen dia.
See you next week.
Mwah.